CTV's W5 presents There's Something Out There.
Do you guys want to know about Bigfoot?
You have thousands of sightings.
A bizarre and frightening phenomenon.
That doesn't happen very often.
Captured on videotape.
Once in a lifetime opportunity.
And for a small Manitoba community,
This is pretty big.
nothing's been the same since.
We're not alone. There's something out there.
I was frightened then, and I'm frightened again.
There's no doubt in my mind that these things are out there.
He wasn't human. He was a Sasquatch.
Now,
I started getting nervous.
the man who simply saw what he saw.
Am I gonna die?
The residents.
I just fainted.
Swept up in a sensational spotlight.
It was just a media circus.
The skeptics.
That could be a man.
Underlining the doubts.
Or it could be a bear.
And the videotape
What did I just see?
that made believers of so many.
I saw these big tracks,
We found such strong evidence. Oh my gosh, this thing is real.
What did we just see here?
This is a special documentary presentation of CTV's W5. Now, there's something out there, a Bigfoot encounter.
What secrets lie hidden within the vastness of our northern wilderness? Are there any unknown creatures roaming the forests and tundra to avoid our detection for so long? In Manitoba, and really in most of Canada, we crowd along our southern border almost as if we're afraid of our endless north country, or of something dwelling in it. And it is daunting, mile after mile of forest or tundra, in which, it seems, anything might live. There's no end of stories about mysterious creatures sighted in northern Canada, but so far that's all they've been, stories. Evidence has been a little lacking, at least until the day a 30-year-old ferry operator in Norway House, Manitoba, turned on his video camera at just the right moment. This is the story of the man whose bizarre experiences led to this potential proof, and of the strange paths life can take for a man and a town after an encounter with the greatest cryptozoological mystery of all time, Bigfoot.
My name is Bobby Clarke, and I'm a cable ferry operator. Located here in Manitoba, about 36 kilometers from Norway House. What I do at Sea Falls Cable Ferry is I take traffic across the Nelson River Channel by cable ferry. On the morning of April 16, 2005, the air outside was humid, I guess you can say. Kind of a calm, clammy feeling. When I got to work that morning, I drove somebody across. Somebody pulled up, wanted to get across the river. I went across. I came back. I went straight up to the outhouse. And I come out, and I just had this eerie, strange feeling, like somebody was looking at you. So I started proceeding to walk down, walking away from the outhouse, and I was looking around. And I looked across the river, and I just seen this little figure. So I ran for my camera, and I came back here, and I leaned up against the outhouse. And I tried to keep it steady, but yeah, no can do. So I was wondering who this person was. So I tried zooming on it. The trees were in the way. It kind of surprised me, I guess, because I started thinking in my mind, yeah, this is pretty big. In between the two big tallest trees there, the pine trees, I'd say almost in between there.
And this is what Bobby Clarke saw through his camera lens, 10 seconds out of the 40 or so that he shot.
And then, boom, it hit me, whatever it is. And then the movement of the arms and everything started getting to me. So I started getting nervous, shaking. And then when it stopped, it turned to look at me. That's when I, like I froze, and I turned my camera off, and What did I just capture on film?
What had Bobby just captured on tape? Was the figure in his video a genuine Bigfoot creature? Whatever the case, on the morning of April 16th, 2005, Bobby Clarke wrote a new chapter in the legend of the Sasquatch. But Bobby's chapter was just the newest in a huge volume of stories, a library of encounters with which I was more than familiar. My name is Calum Vatnsdal, filmmaker from Winnipeg. I've had an abiding interest in the Bigfoot legend for as long as I can remember. Bigfoot fever peaked in the early 70s after the release of 16 seconds of footage shot by Roger Patterson in Northern California. It's probably the most famous home movie in the world after the Kennedy assassination footage and the debate. Norway House is a sprawling community and an Indian reserve, with a jagged, almost random line separating the two. Right away, I began meeting people with Bigfoot stories of their own. Turns out the creature had been up on Bobby Clarke's video camera.
And so you guys want to know about Bigfoot? Okay, I'll give you a little of my knowledge about Bigfoot. So it happened in 1982, June the 15th. My dog got scared. So it crawled on its belly there, and I was wondering what was wrong with the dog, and his hair was standing straight up. So then I went in the bush next morning, and I saw these big tracks. This is a perfect track, and you could see the vessels like the veins, okay?
We're out lifting nets, commercial fishing. We've seen this figure on the beach. So there's somebody walking on the beach. This person turned around, looked at us. That's when we seen he wasn't human. He was a Sasquatch. On movies, TV, short beard, everything. Oh, he doesn't have a short beard. Where's he gonna get a scissors from to cut his beard?
In Cree culture, Sasquatch is sometimes thought of as a spirit, which can manifest itself as a physical being, allowing it to leave behind evidence of its appearance. That evidence could be anything from footprints and broken twigs to images on a video camera. It's as real to some as any animal in the forest. But, I was told, the spirit only appears in the presence of certain individuals, because he'd seen the Sasquatch before.
Well, it's not the first time I've seen something like that up close, really up close. Must have been about 16 and a half, 17. I was driving down the road there and just seen something like that, upright, moving its way into the bush. I was frightened then, and I'm frightened again. I just don't know why. Why do I have to see it again?
David Finch is an anthropologist at the University of Winnipeg who, like me, is fascinated by the possibility of unknown beasts roaming the woods.
So you have certain things that kind of favor the hypothesis that there might be something out there, not the least of which is you have thousands of sightings. The downside of that, or the flip side of it, is that a lot of these sightings are done in conditions of poor visibility, where there's not a very good way of assessing the validity of those sightings.
I realized that I needed to speak with an experienced Bigfoot investigator, someone who'd heard about Bobby's video and gone up to do their own investigation right after the sighting. I found that person in the small town of Fisher Branch. Michelle Burrill has been studying the Bigfoot phenomenon with a feverish devotion for 25 years.
I definitely believed the story right away. I had no reason not to believe in it. So I went down, and I actually, as a matter of fact, when I went there, Bobby was on his way to Winnipeg, so we kind of missed each other. But I talked to the people out there, and I went and looked at the location, and I had no reason not to believe that this actually didn't happen.
I too had no reason not to believe this actually didn't happen, and people felt the same way all through Norway House. When I got there, Bobby's footage was the talk of the town. Everyone knew all about it, or had even seen the footage itself.
This is a small town. Gossip travels faster.
There's a lot of people parked outside there, outside this place, like 20 cars, and there's a whole bunch of people wanting to see the video.
What did I just see? You know, that's the first thing that came to my mind when me and my wife went in. Reviewed the tape. Is what did we just see here? And I walked out of the house. They asked me, okay, counselor, what do you think? I said, we're not alone. You know, there's something out there.